I'm Rashada.
I'm Brittany.
And I'm Destiny.
And we are
A Women's Empowerment.
Today we have Miss Destiny here. She's going to tell you guys a little bit about herself. We're going to ask her a couple of questions. Get her out here so you guys can know more about her. You can book her for the services that she has, or, we're going to see.
Okay.
Give me 1 second.
So explain a little bit about yourself, introduce yourself.
Okay, I'm Destiny. I'm 23. I go to Alabama State. I help women start their businesses, and I help people with businesses generate more revenue through social media, because a lot of people don't know how to use social media, how to run ads, how to market, brand, and advertise. So that's what I help women with.
Okay.
Men too, but I'm here for the women.
Okay.
So is that what you go to school for?
No, I'm in school for psychology.
Oh, so that's something like totally on a different end of the spectrum. So
Yes, because I feel like my God-given talent was marketing. Like, I can sell anything. Trust me when I say that. And then I wanted to go to school for psychology because I wanted to understand my family dynamic more, because we have a lot of mental illness and drug abuse and stuff like that in my family. So I went to college, one, because I'm going to be the first one to ever graduate through my whole
okay.
Add some clapping things in there for that. Okay, and then another thing is because I just really wanted to understand my family dynamic and my community dynamic too.
Okay. So have you had to implement any of that so far? Have you graduated?
Not yet. I graduate in December, but we won't be walking.
Right. How does it make you feel?
Oh, so sad. Because I was going home in December anyway. But I already planned this big final farewell party. I told my family, get a charter bus, come down here, like, because I'm the first one, so it's going to be big. But I'm just going to have a graduation party at home.
So where are you from?
Detroit.
Detroit? Okay. I get the accent.
So what made you come down here?
It was cheap. But anybody who's watching this that's going to college, you get what you pay for.
You're right.
So don't always take the cheap route out when it comes to college, because you're going to spend 4 years there. You want it to be a good experience. I'm not saying it wasn't a good experience, because I love the people, but you know what I'm saying.
So have you had to use any of psychology so far, just with people around you, friends, family, even though you haven't graduated from it? Have you had to use this with anybody so far?
Yes, my mama. Because Lord knows, Mom, if you watching this, you know how you do. My mom, my uncle, me and my uncle, we have like long conversations, and we didn't notice things like when we were younger, but now that we're older and we talk about it, like we really break it down. Like my grandma and my granddad was a drug addict. Mm-hmm. So we really talk about that, and we be looking at reasons why that happened, and just the environment they were in, and how that affected my mom, how that affected me, how that's going to affect my daughter. So it's like, yeah, it gets there with those conversations.
Do you think you can break the cycle of that with your children when you decide to have kids?
I have a child.
Oh, you have a child? Mm-hmm. Okay, so are you implementing these things to break that cycle with your child?
Yes, I am implementing these things to break the cycle with my daughter. I've broken a lot of cycles so far. I was the first one. I'm the oldest of 6 kids. Okay. Let's get that. Yeah, I'm the oldest of 6 kids. So when I moved out and I got my stuff together and I moved to a different state, then my brother right after me, he moved out. He got his stuff together. He moved to California. Then we got one that's about to graduate. We getting him prepped up to move out and move on. Then I got 3 sisters after that. Then it's my daughter. I just want everybody to move. Even though I'm moving back home. I am moving back home. But I got to experience being somewhere else. You get what I'm saying? Because you never know what's out there until you get out there. People in Detroit, they stuck.
Right. So you're here alone, and how has that affected you with this, everything that's happened in your family? With you being out here alone, having to do everything alone, how has it affected you?
Listen, I've been on my own since 14, so it wasn't nothing new to move away, but it did teach me the importance of friendships. Because I do have 2 friends, girls, of course, and when stuff gets hard, all we have is each other. Like, that's it. We hungry, we all gonna eat one burger. It's been times where we was in a dorm hungry, walked to Waffle House, ate off of 1 plate, but as long as we all eat, we put them $2 in. One of our cars break down, we ride in the other car, you know what I'm saying? And we just really built each other up over these 5 years, and like those my road dogs, Tiana and Bria, and we just really built a security net with just the 3 of us. And they a big help with my daughter. So
your daughter's here?
No, my daughter is 2. She's about to be 3, but if you ask her, she's 4. So yeah, but no, I let my daughter live with her dad and his family until I graduate. Okay. But I still go get her. She comes here. We go to Detroit and everything. But he has a support system down here because his family lives in Atlanta. So she lives there until I graduate.
Okay, well that's definitely good. So tell us a little bit about your business. Let's get into that.
Sedity Society.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I said, I've been on my own since 14. I started my first business at 16, and I was selling like ripped up shorts on Amazon.
Okay.
And then when I came to college, I had a boutique, and then that didn't do good because I didn't understand the importance of marketing, branding, and advertising.
Right.
So then I did it again after I took some more classes on it, just classes that people have, and then it took off. My second boutique, it took off, right? But if I'm not interested in something, then I just let it go.
Yeah.
So I let that go because I love clothes, but when you're selling clothes online, it's a lot of like women will order a small knowing they're large.
Yes.
And then they have, a problem with you. So I let that go. And then I got into hair. I loved hair. My hair business did really, really good. I did that for 2 years. So after that, it's just a lot of people used to always ask me questions about like, how do you do this? How do you do that? How do you do this? And I remember when I was first starting my business, I would ask people questions and then just read the message. They give me a vague answer. So I really felt that pain point within the Black community. And we don't know how to create logos. We don't know how to create websites. We don't know how to market. We don't know how to brand ourselves. We just see another girl doing it, copy her whole brand.
Yes.
Copy her whole brand and wonder why you can't make those sales. It's because you're not getting the cake, you're getting the crumbs. And you don't want that. So I want to help women create their own brand. So I started this thing called Sedity University. And that really, really did good, right? So after a while, I was tired of selling hair. I got interested in it. I was making money. It's not about the money, but I felt a greater need in another area.
Right.
So then I came out with Sedity Society. So I source. I find people, hair vendors and clothing vendors. Like I just had a trip. I was supposed to go to LA April 1st. That got canceled, of course. But I was going out there to personally source clothes for women's boutiques because they don't know how to, find stuff. So I'm going in person. You tell me what you want, I'm going in person to meet these people and negotiate these deals with you and get these clothes for your boutique.
So you're being requested as of now already. You're growing faster than you thought you would.
Yes. Because I started selling an AirPod vendor. So I was selling AirPods, and in 1 hour, I'm not playing with you, I made $1,500.
Wow.
So I didn't be stingy with the vendor. I'm gonna sell it because you're gonna buy it because you're gonna invest it to yourself.
Right.
But a lot of people have been leaving me reviews on that, and a lot of people are making their money with that.
I see you have a great personality, and that's a good thing. I mean, it's so far been great sitting here talking to you. So what is your dream from this point? Where are you trying to take this as far as yourself, your friends, your family, or what is your plan with this whole thing?
My long-term goals? Okay, and yes, I do have a good personality. And I'm a personable person, so that's how I really get a lot of my clients. And I tell people, be personable people, because this is social media. You have to be social.
Right.
Okay, so my long-term goals is with my psychology degree. My dad died when I was 7. His name is Coach East. Yes, I've been in juvenile. I've been to jail. Like, I had my run with stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I really want to create. That's because I had to get out on my own early, though. So I really didn't have guidance, and I'm the oldest of 6, so my mom got 5 other kids. So it's like, I had to figure stuff out on my own. So when my dad died, his name is Coach East, so I do want to start a nonprofit called Coach East Cares. And that's just going to help juveniles transition from juvenile sentences back into society, getting back into school, finding jobs. I want to do college tours every year. I do want to work with women in prison, but my main focus is juvenile because we can get them together before it's too late. And I needed that.
And that's something I'm actually focusing on with my life coaching is life after incarceration, because what people don't understand is you transition so many times in prison, and when you get out, you still have to transition, and you don't know who you are because you're only told who you are while you're incarcerated. The families, the wives, the mothers, the children, everybody around you suffer in some sense with you coming out of prison because there's no understanding as to I'm having to transition back into society along with finding out who I am, no longer this number. I am who I am now. And a lot of people who are incarcerated don't get that kind of help. They don't teach them in prison that you got to come out and still live normal. So the only thing they know is how to survive. So they come out on a survival mode as well. So it's like, what can you do? How can we help? No one wants to help. Everybody ignores it until they're back in prison. Well, I knew he was going to be back there. Well, what did you do to help teach him not to be back in there? That it is more. And as a wife of a husband who's was incarcerated, it's hard for me because he's brought home certain habits. My husband served 7 years in prison. It was before me, but he's been out for quite some time. But him still changing over and transitioning over is on me now. So we're having to kind of figure out ways to handle different things and how to get him back in a space where he's okay. But until a person really realizes coming out of prison they need help, they're gonna still do the same thing.
Yep. And when they're in prison, they don't make decisions for themselves. So 7 years of not making decisions for yourself.
Right.
How do you make new and better decisions?
Right.
You know, the last decisions you made were the decisions to get you in prison.
Yeah.
And for 7 years, you haven't made any decisions on your own.
No.
So coming out, what decisions do you make?
Right. And my mind is still stuck there. I'm still stuck from when I first went in. That's all I knew how to do. You know, I don't call it selling drugs because my husband, I call it surviving because being a black man, he had to figure out a way to feed his family that he had at that time. So I don't say, oh, he sold drugs, he did this, he did that. He was surviving. So for him, you know, he owns his own barbershop now. He's doing really well in all of this, but of course, this all just happened. And I try to teach him and show him that it's always more than just selling drugs or doing this or doing that to get yourself back in that position, especially when you have a strong woman beside you, which that matters. Having a strong family, mate, support system, period, you gotta have that. If you don't have that, you're gonna forever be in a mess. So
even not just going to prison, like just in general, because not having a support system can lead to you going to prison.
Right.
Yes.
So.
But another thing about my business and why I want to help people create these businesses is because that's what we promote, selling drugs. That's what we promote, violence in the black community.
Yes.
You know, these other communities and stuff, nail shops, hair shops, beauty supplies, car washes, everything, but that's not what we promote in our culture.
Who owns those by a gas station? When you go in a gas station, who do you see?
That's
you don't see us.
Saying.
You don't see us, but you see us in the buying everything they have.
Everything. Rellos, nominators, candy, gas. And then the thing about the other cultures, they get into businesses that we have to buy from.
Yes.
It's not a luxury. We gotta get gas. We don't gotta get our nails done, but we gonna keep them.
You got to, in a sense.
That's what I'm saying. You got to. So it's like they really pick businesses that we need. So I feel like that's where we need to help each other. You know what I'm saying?
You shouldn't say I can't own a gas station.
Yeah, yes,
why
you
can't you? Why
especially when the oil coming from.
Yeah. You know.
So having a little girl, like, is this something that you want to pass on to her, like your businesses, or do you want her to like grow up to start her own business, her own legacy?
I always told myself, I'm gonna let her go. When it's time, I'm gonna let her go to college for a semester. If she don't like it, she gotta give me a business plan. But I do want her to do whatever she want to do, and I'm gonna back her on anything she want to do legally. I'm gonna back my daughter on anything she want to do. That's why I'm building myself up to the point where she do tell me she want to do this and that, I can back her with the finance, and I can back her with the support, and I can back her with the credit, because that's another thing I help people with their credit scores. Because nobody taught me about credit scores. My mama had a light bill in my name when I was 10.
And you're like, I didn't have that.
Yeah, and it didn't come on my credit until I'm looking for a credit card. I see DTE. I'm trying to figure out what's going on, but then again, like, who else was going to get the lights on?
Right.
Her mama put her light bill in her name, and my mama name. And her
Like,
mama put the light bill in my grandma's name. So when is it going to stop? My daughter ain't going to have a light bill until she put it in her own name.
Right.
So those are things she got it easy. And I tell my little sisters, because we got taken away from my mom when I was 7. We moved with my granddad until I was 14. But I tell my sisters, not like, y'all got a good mama. Like, I took the hit for y'all.
Right.
So all y'all got to do is go to school, do good in school. I ain't telling you to go to college. You do good in school.
Right.
Like, y'all got furniture in the house. I never had furniture in the house when I lived with my mama. Y'all get laptops for Christmas. I didn't have a tree. So if y'all watching this, get it together.
You got to, and that's a prime example of
Yes.
you're being a strong one. You're the oldest sister.
Yes.
That's a good thing that you're able to tell them your struggles and teach them you don't have to go through what I went through.
Right.
Even though I was a child, I'm still trying to teach you now not to go through this. But with you being the oldest, do you feel yourself being pulled on by your younger siblings a lot, or are you just forcing yourself to say, I'm going to show you this regardless of you want it or not?
No, it's a little bit of both, because with my little brother who's about to graduate, I call him all the time, how's it going in class? Where's it going in class? And one day he's going to tell me, you only call me when it's about class. You never call me to check on me. Destine, you're not doing what you're supposed to do in class. Like, that's my main focus right now, but you want me to cash at you to go get a haircut. I don't care how you look.
Right.
Get the grades together. So with my two little sisters, I got three little sisters, but my two sisters that's in school right now, they're 12 and 11, so they stair steppers. So sometimes my mama called me and she like, I just whooped their money because she did it. I said, Ma, that's not how you do it. You have to sit down with her and ask her exactly what's going on, because sometimes it's not about the schoolwork. Ma, you know you have relationship problems. You know, like it's a little arguing, it's a little tension in the house.
Right.
That can really affect kids.
Definitely.
Because that affected me when I was in school with my mom. Because one report card I bought home 1.7. But it was a lot of stuff going on in the house.
Right.
So when I took myself out of that environment, I came home with a 3.2.
Wow.
It was never about the schoolwork. It was about the environment around me that really just I wasn't focused in school. So that's one thing that I take with my psychology. And I tell my mom, and I tell her, like, you know, try different ways, show them this. I said, Mom, when they come in the house, no laptop, no phone. Sit down with them and do their work with them. So yeah, it's a little bit of both. I'm a little bit aggressive, and then they do come to me for some stuff. Mostly to buy them something, but.
So if you had to give advice, seeing as though, and I'm going to go back to your business, but back to hit a point with me, to mothers out here and fathers out here who has stress in the home that's their stress, what advice would you give them as far as their kids go and how it affects the kids?
First off, think about the kids. Because a lot of times parents don't think about the kids.
Right.
And I thought about my daughter, because as soon as me and her father, we lived together when we had her, like we were together. The first time, not the first time, but the first real big bad argument, I moved out.
Okay.
I didn't try to keep, like it got so heated to the point I called his mom, I said, I'm moving out. And so he had to move back to Atlanta and stuff, but I did that for the betterment of my child.
Right.
Because my mom is still the same man that she was with when I was 7 and I got taken away. That was 14 years, 15, 16 years ago.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to repeat that cycle. I always told myself, when a man gets to that point and I'm starting to see the cycle, I have to let him go, you know? And her father is a great father.
Okay.
I'm a great mother to my child. His family is a great family, but I wasn't going to allow that in my household.
Right.
With my child in the household, because it just wasn't going to work. So my advice for the women out there, most times women feel stuck. They feel like I've been with him for 5 years. We had 2 kids. I want my kids to live in the same household as both parents, but both parents saying it's not working like that. You get what I'm saying? It's okay to have 2 happy households.
Right.
Than one effed up household. And that's what I tell my friends and my sister, because I do have a sister on my dad's side. Sometimes she go through things with her boyfriend, but her main thing is she want to have both parents in the household because she never had that. But it's like, I get what you saying, but what's better?
Right.
But that's something that people have to learn on their own. But leave them.
Don't take that stress.
Leave
It's not
them.
just you're stressing, you are stressing the
kids
and the family members around you who you vent to or go to, and you wonder why they're saying, well, you need to do this, you need that, because you're constantly saying this bad thing is happening and not really bringing much good that's happening. So it's a stressor for everyone. I understand where you're coming from, because I noticed how my kids was when I was in an abusive relationship versus how they are now. They love the guy that I'm married to at this point, but the guy before that, we kind of had a lot of bad moments, and I wasn't myself at all, and I didn't realize how I lost myself in that marriage. Not to say he's just this horrible person, because we're on good terms at this point. We can talk, we're cordial when we see each other out, which is not often, but you know, I couldn't see myself back in that space ever again, because I did not know who I was at all.
But you have to have that mindset too. Like, you have to be prepared for that. Because a lot of people aren't prepared to leave, and they think, oh, well, my mom been through it, so I guess this is how it's supposed to be, you know? So. And
another thing I would say to moms out there with the daughters, when you're so caught up in a relationship with your man, sometimes you forget your daughter. And it felt like my mom forgot me a little bit, so I ran to sex. And I ran to, like, not men, because they was my age, you know what I'm saying? But I ran to that to feel
the love
that I was missing at home. So pay attention to your daughters, because there's other people out here paying attention to them. And just, that's the one thing I'm going to fix with my daughter. I'm going to really give her that love and everything she needs. She can still go out and do what she want to do safely, but she'll never do it because she felt the void.
Right.
She'll do it because that's something that she want to do.
Did you see that it affected your brothers the same way it affected you?
Now, one of my brothers I didn't see for 7 years because when we went with my granddad, he went with his dad, and his dad didn't let him come around. So by the time he did come around, I was in high school. I was about to graduate high school. So we're just now, like 4 years later, building a relationship. How did it affect Destine? I don't know. We really didn't talk about that. So maybe that's something we'll talk about when we get older. But yeah, they got a better mom out of the whole situation. So I feel like Destine is in a good position.
So with you being raised by your grandfather, what positive impact did that have on you being raised by a male?
It taught me discipline, one.
Okay.
But it was hard because I moved out from my mom and her boyfriend, right? They were in an abusive relationship. Moved in with my granddad and his wife, they shooting at each other. So it was like I couldn't stay with my mama, you know what I'm saying? And at the time, when you look at across the fence, it might look like everything is better over there. You want to go over there. But when you cross that fence and you got to live there for 7 years, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. But it did teach me discipline. It taught me how to get out there on my own because it was 2 girls in the house. But my granddad's wife she wasn't for the kids over there. You get what I'm saying? So I had to do a lot of stuff on my own. Like she would go buy her daughter $1,000 worth of school supplies, clothes and stuff, and we still wearing the school clothes from last year. So I had to spice it up. I probably cut the sides and tie the knot, make it look new. And for Christmas, she'd have her a whole bunch of stuff, and then I'd get one toy that my granddad took away because it was too loud. So it taught me how to be selfless because my mom, she would drop off like snacks and stuff for us, and I hide it under my bed for me and my brother, and I just had to take care of him throughout those times. So that's why I kind of say like that.
So you were an early mom.
Yeah, I was.
So you really know how to implement being a great mom to your daughter
and to my friends.
Yeah.
Because I asked my friends, I'm the mama of the group, and one day I told my friends, I said, y'all know it's getting hard out here for the mama of the group. I make all the decisions for us, and it's getting hard. Like we getting older. Like we all gonna have to start making our own decisions because we all about to move to different places.
How's that gonna feel to separate from them?
I'm feeling sad about that already because my one of my friends is about to move to Atlanta, and then in December I'm moving to Detroit. My best friend moving back home to Chicago.
So you guys gonna have a sister pack, or are you gonna continue to be involved in each other and help each other?
Of course.
Okay, so are you implementing your business on these girls too to help them through?
One of my friends, Tiana, she's not into the business, but she's a good backbone.
Okay.
So anything I do, if I'm selling hot dogs, she asks me, you want ketchup and mustard? Okay. Like anything I do, that's my road dog. Like she's here for me, but she's not into the business, and that's okay. Right. But when I do get to a point, she's going to probably work for me, and she's going to have a good salary and everything. Mm-hmm. But yeah, she's a great support system. Bria, she's a videographer. She just got done shooting a movie, and she helps artists. Yep, she helps artists develop. So she do artist development and stuff like that. So she's really in the music industry.
Sounding weird, but my husband, I might need to get you with her. You know, because my husband's in the music business, and my boys too. One of my sons really is shy, but he has this great voice to do what he needs to do. And I have another one who's out there, and he's great, but they just, they don't have the lead way to do what they need to do here in Alabama, of course.
But we don't do much in Alabama. We go to Atlanta.
Girl, I'm telling you.
2 hours away, baby.
Yes.
Get on it.
So tell them a little bit more about your business, because you guys, we can talk forever on this one, but because she has a story outside of her story, which is her family, so that's another great thing that she can bring to the table. That she's actually been through a lot of things at her age, and that's a lot of young girls her age cover those things up and hide them. They're not able to just talk about it because they're so afraid of being judged. But this young lady's personality she has is, I'm out there, my book is open.
Yeah, true. And I feel like that's how I got a lot of people behind me and people who look up to me, because when I got pregnant in college, I didn't tell nobody until my gender reveal, but I recorded it throughout the whole thing. Okay. And when I posted the picture about being pregnant in college, like my followers, like really went up. Wow. It is because I'm not afraid to talk about the things that other people are afraid to talk about. I talked about my sugar daddy story and why you shouldn't get one too. But I talk about a lot of things that real women go through. Mm-hmm. And you will be surprised at how many messages I get like, oh my God, I was going through this. I didn't want to tell nobody, but can we just talk about it? Yes, we can talk about it, you know? And then a few years later, they'll be like, okay, that's already started my business. How much you want? I tell them my price, they paying it. Right. It's just because they trust me because I was a friend first. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever thought about being a life coach?
I haven't thought about that, but maybe in the future. But I do coaching calls, but it's business coaching calls. Okay. But sometimes when I'm on my business coaching calls, we end up talking about her husband cheating. It's just that way. Yeah. People feel comfortable talking to me, and I feel comfortable talking to people. So that's not something I struggle with, but definitely in my nonprofit, I will do that.
Okay, and that's for me. Like me put myself out there as a life coach. I used to be one of those ones that be on Facebook and cuss you out and act up. So people are like, oh, I don't ever want to talk to her. So it's gaining trust back for people around me to talk to me. It's been a task, but I'm not going to give up on this because it's something I love to do is to talk to people, give advice, get advice. I had a young lady walk in the doctor's office where I work at, just after blue telling me her life story. And I'm like, okay. Well, you know, it wasn't intended, but she told me a lot. And I'm like, I don't want to give up because people come to me, they trust me, they talk to me. People who don't know me, people who know me are more afraid of me because, like I said, I always was rah-rah. You know, didn't realize I was so angry, but I was angry at myself. And I took that out on everybody else, you know, and I didn't know how to fix that at the moment until I went through my dark moment. And that's when God was like, you know what, you got to fix this, you got to stop because you have a blessing that's waiting. You. Yeah, so I'm happy about what we're doing now, and definitely because, you know, at one point we were questioning what we're doing. For what? We can either do it and grow or we can do it and fail. So,
but failure is my best teacher.
Definitely.
Failure is my best teacher because I write all those failures down. Why the last business didn't work, or why this last thing didn't work, or why this last man didn't work. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm still in that area.
Yes.
But I write down, and then when I lay out the foundation for my new business or my new man, we fail right here. How can we fix this? Boom, boom, boom. 10 times harder.
But most men are afraid of a strong woman. They're
True.
afraid of a strong woman.
And that's where I drop them at. Because I tell people, this is what I tell them.
Balance. You can't just drop them.
I drop them. I already gave somebody a lot of chances. You get what I'm saying? So I'm at a point in my life where I'm getting there. I got a nice car, I got a nice business. What are you bringing to the table? Because I got the table.
Right.
And you bring your own, and so you bring your own table. So I always tell people, and I'm going to tell my daughter, I would rather give 30 men one chance than one man 30 chances.
That's right.
And the man who really wants you, he's going to take that chance and he's going to cherish it.
Yes.
He's going to cherish it and he's not going to F up. But I'm not saying he won't make mistakes. But I'm saying he will hold you to a high standard. He's going to cherish that chance that he got. He's not just going to keep asking for another one. Because you ain't getting it.
You shouldn't mess up the first time to want a second chance.
That's what I'm saying. But we can build together. I'm not saying you got to come to me rich. I'm not saying you have to come to me with all of these things. But if you're willing to build together and be faithful and be committed, and at a time where you feel like you can't be committed and you can't be faithful, let's talk about it.
Right. What am I doing in this process to cause you to not want to be faithful to me?
That's what I'm saying.
Is it me? Because a lot of times we don't take our own blame.
We don't.
We do forget that we showed him this love, we showed him that when we were first together, and then we'll get comfortable and forget it. And I had to realize that because I've been married 3 times, you know, and this marriage, I'm like, I'm not going to just walk away. I have a very bad habit of, as I said in my last one, my mom taught me how to be a man, not a woman.
True.
So, you know, I only know how to go head first and do everything. I make all the decisions, I do this and I do that. So it's been hard for me to just sit back and let my husband stand in the forefront. But now that I'm trying to learn this, it's hard for me because my mind is saying, well, he's changing you. He's taking you out of character. But in reality, it's me changing for the better for the both of us. So, you know, I'm trying to continue to build him up as a man. And, you know, because I see so much potential in my husband. As to where he was never told these things before, you know, the women he was with was just there for the moment. It was not about building him up and teaching him and showing him how to do this and that. You get afraid to do these things because she's going to want something else. She's going to want something else. She's going to want to get him because she's thinking you getting this good deal.
Yeah.
And it's like, what do I do?
Women
how do I balance
very
this?
territorial. We are competitors. But I always tell myself, I will let a man drive if I feel like he about to crash, I'm in the driver's
seat. Let me get it.
I'm in the driver's seat, but I'm going to back my man 100%. And that's one thing I had to learn with my last relationship. His mom used to always say, you're so bossy. But baby, she didn't teach him. Like, she spoiled her kids. I'm going to say that. So he's a mama's boy. He's a mama's boy. And a mama's boy and a person who's been on their own since 14, we don't see everything the same.
Right.
So when the lights get cut off, so when the lights get cut off, I'm about to figure out a way. We about to go get it. Mm-hmm. You calling your mama, she in our business. That made me feel less of a woman. You know what I'm saying? He didn't understand it. He didn't even give it a day. I slept with the lights off for weeks. You can't wait until a day.
One day.
For me to go and get it. You gonna call your mama?
But as a mom with all boys and 4 boys, I'm guilty of being that go-to mama. And now, I've been that go-to mama for my oldest son, 26 years old. But now that I'm I figured out mama, they don't know how to handle that. And my sons are like, wait a minute, what you doing?
But please do that for his girlfriend, because
they're both married, and that's what their wives are like. I'm so sick of your mama.
Yeah, when I broke up with my baby father and I went to move out and I still stayed in school. He dropped out of school, he moved back home, and he's been at home since. So
she hasn't pushed him to do anything different. You know, so, I told one of my sons, you can't come back home anymore.
Yeah,
you met your max to come back home. You're married. Mm-hmm. You got to get out there. You got to do what you got to do, and y'all got to struggle through this thing out. My other son, haven't had any problems with him. You got to figure these things out. I can't always be there to put that food on your plate or do what you have to do. They're strong black boys. Yeah, you know, not to say they just depend on me all the time, but I'm the first person they're gonna go to when it's a problem. So now that I'm saying, I gotta let you figure it out. They don't know how to understand it. So
it looks like we're gonna have to bring you on for a couple other shows to talk about.
We talk about anything. We talk about anything.
So plug yourself in. Give your websites and all that.
Okay, my name on Facebook is Destiny Patton, because I know y'all on Facebook a lot. And then on Instagram is Sadidi Des, SIDITYDES. So if you're trying to make some money, I can teach you.
And in closing, if you have one thing to give women as an empowerment thing for women that are trying to start a business, what's that one thing that you would tell?
Start. And you have to start, because a lot of people, I got this idea, start. Because I can show you how to start, I can do everything, but you won't be able to be successful until you fail.
Right.
Everybody who's successful has failed. You afraid to start. That's it right there. If you're watching this and you had a question, this is the sign. Start. Yeah.
We want to thank everyone for watching today. We hope that you'll come back, because we're definitely going to have this powerhouse back in here once more.
Yes, please bring me back.
Thank you guys. I'm Rashada.
I'm Brittany.
I'm Destiny. See y'all later.